Welcome to the beautiful waters of the Bay of Palma. We're just on the race here. Series sailing week. The big showdown is away and Platoon. In fact, the two boys going on. Both and Patrick they had sandwiched in their sled crew and tacked out. So in they are lined up a lot. So going across. And of quantum racing. Further right, I think, are Vayu and Gladiator. And in the meantime, I think Provezza just keeping it relatively conservative. They have a good position in the middle of the course. And we'll see how they converge with Platoon and Allegre. For sure, it's not the strong left-hander you might expect on the Bay of Palma at the moment. The breeze was at 240 and went to 235 just before the start, so they relayed the windward mark. So extremely close at the moment, a few minutes after the start of race one. Over on that side we have Interlodge, we have Vayu, we have Gladiator, Phoenix and Quantum Racing, powered by American Magic, who are of course welcoming back John Kostecki as tactician this week. He's missed the whole season unfortunately due to his eye injury. So he's back in the hot seat as tactician on board the Quantum Racing, powered by American Magic, with strategist Victor De, navigator Nico Sanfelice on the helm. New face on board Pat Peck is the helm Pauline Courtois, the 3 times women's world match racing champion, who won again in July this year. First time racing at this high level in the 52 Super Series fleet, but a great experience for her. So meantime, Allegre coming back from the left, and Allegre crossing in front of Provezza, so the has worked a little for Allegre. Collecting Provezza. For the moment, they have the small advantage of about 2 boat lengths, 2.5 boat lengths, tacking in front of Provezza. Now remember, the German team, the world champions, need boats. They need places. if they're to rest the 2023 title flag team, to make gains when can't afford to sail. But Vasco this morning, action on the platoon, said really initially they're just going to go out and sail clean and see what happens. Not going to push the risk. With an 18-point lead to afford to count down, as long as over a couple of boats. You take the opportunity when they come their way. Sled coming back on starboard at platoon. Oh, sorry, it's Bayou coming back on starboard at platoon. And I think they're just platoon have to do a big duck. So platoon elect to go behind them. And now they're about to bow with Prevezza. Prevezza will go behind, I think. They've gone all the way out to the right side. It's Gladiator. Ed Baird calling tactics again this week on the Phoenix. On the far right we see Cameron Appleton and Adam Bichel. And Quantum already have lost a couple of places. But just now it's really between Sled and Bayou. Bayou just tacking in front of and slightly to leeward of Sled. It's a 1.7 mile beat. Alpha in the mix. Ahead of Prevezza just now. Alpha Plus of New Hake. And the new tactician. This week is Australian Olympic laser gold medalist Tom Burton. So they're going quite well just now. You know, we kind of allude to local knowledge on the Bay of Palma, but really there's such a thing in these kind of sea conditions. As say breeze 235, 240. Typical Palma conditions. We have the big cumulus clouds over the mountains at the back of the city of Palma. The breeze does seem to be a little bit in the right in Phoenix. Gladiator going well on that right side. Gladiator 1 point up on Quantum Racing in the overall standings. Or sorry, 1 point behind Quantum in the overall standings in the chase for third. And for me, Gladiator probably less raced at the moment. the lead, 3 boat lengths ahead of Allegri round in second. Quantum Racing round in third. And fourth, it's very close for Plus. Their lines are 3 behind Platoon. The Gladiator team round the top. So it's Phoenix Alpha Plus, Alberto Baravi, Italian, driving the Alpha Plus, just behind them. Then Paprec. Then Sled. Betsa and Ty, you having to do turns at the windward mark. Rivals Platoon. So an interesting first beat then, the left side coming good from Gladiator. Gladiator again. Once again, you know, we've spoken many over the season and saying that the things they like to do is just let the boat do the job, not get involved with the traffic. So in the meantime, Privettes have a little bit of work to do, and it's interesting just watch tactics just now. Around down drive, elect, just follow Dun. Stay in the same piece of water, and they maybe finish behind Platoon through the finish. But with that 18-point lead, to a certain extent, they can do that. And some says, you know, the psychological battle is the racing, the take the Regatta, and if Privettes can frustrate Platoon by always being on their tail, then that may force the risks by Platoon. I think this is what we're expecting to see. Neither of these two top teams, the top protagonists for this title, are really going to come off the line and race number one and push the risk. So we're on the first downwind. It's nice, 13 knots speed. Great racing, super tight. We're expecting to do 3 races today. No reason to expect this breeze to drop away. As I said, the other battle going on is for third step on the podium. I know that Tony Langley and his team really would like to finish on the podium for the first time. They've had some strong regattas this season for sure. I think they finished on the podium twice, or three times I think, over the course of the season. So Preveza just tailing the platoon team, about 78, if anything, bringing down the breeze in the puffs, compressing very slightly. That was nice this morning. No, Vascotto paying credit, paying tribute to the team of sail. They said they've been the form team, super consistent over the season. They deserve to be where they are, and they can only do what they can do. So Phoenix very much driving out to that right side a little bit. Ed Baird, as I say, calling tactics, did a good job in Barcelona last month. Had a pretty hard start to the season, did them. Meantime, Alpha Plus riding downwind alongside Quantum Racing, powered by American Magic, and in fact I think pretty much rolling them, certainly going as fast, if not a little bit quicker, bit between their teeth. I think if anything, Gladiator have made some more gains coming down this run. Nicely down this right side, looking to have a little bit of probably sailing towards the mark, perhaps a little bit more pressure on this right side. On the TV boat, we're now outside Interlodge and Phoenix. And yeah, for sure then Alpha Plus having a good race. Certainly the top half of the fleet just now. Alberto Barobie, ex-America's Cup bowman and formerly the project manager for the Russian TP52 program Grunisek back in the day. Our principal race, Torrijos, keeping the legs nice and short, nice compact course. Just let's bang in the races. We have breeze. So Gladiator with a big lead then, made a good gain down this run. So at the Leeward Gate then, Gladiator leading comfortably. I think Phoenix have made a nice gain coming down that right side of that run. They're bow to bow with Allegre. Now this could be a key moment actually, because we could potentially see three boats squeezing Provezza and Platoon. A little bit of shouting, but Phoenix have the upper hand coming into the Leeward Gust. Accelerate left-hand mark exactly the same time as we have Allegre on the right-hand mark. So Phoenix round next, then Allegre. Quantum getting themselves up to fourth place just now. Platoon round in fifth. Interlodge round Alpha plus seventh. Sled around in seventh, and it will be eighth place then for Provezza at this Leeward Gate. So things not going the way of Provezza for the meet. Then coming round 10th and 11th. Value, remember, had to do turns at the windward mark first time up. So we're on to the second beat of this race, number 12 or 13 knots. A little bit bumpy, a little bit of chop at the leeward mark, some of it kicked up by the traffic. But Gladiator pushing out to that right side, as worked for them on the first beat. Of course, the Gladiator team very much at home on the Bay of Palma. Puerto Portales used to be the home of Azura, and a few members of the Azura team now on the Gladiator navigator. And of course, Simon Fry, Stir Fry, as one of the principal trimmers, was also a long-time Azura member. A little bit more chop then on this upwind, the second upwind. I'm liking the look of Phoenix just now. Phoenix working the left, went round the left-hand mark looking upwind. The key thing for them is to have a nice open lane out to that left side. Maybe just now don't quite have the height. The Gladiator will have. Gladiator, of course, closer to the western side of the bay. Always get that starboard tack lift, which will decrease as the land diverges to the right. So maximum hike, maximum concentration from Provezza just now. They've got themselves a little bit of leverage out to this left side. They could well do with just closing down the 2 or 3 boats they've lost coming into that leeward gate. But for sure the advantage is still with platoon. Now then, a little bit of a knock, I think, for Phoenix out on that left side, and they will just take that little left-hander. They're really Gladiator of a big lead. A real statement of intent as they challenge for a 3rd spot on the podium. I think one big worry if a Gladiator took that 3rd step on the podium would be the size of their celebrations at Saturday night's prize giving. A little bit of a potent mix of Azura and Gladiator, who are quite often the biggest celebrations at any given prize giving, come what may. Anyway, sailing beautifully just now. I think perhaps just a little bit of less wind pressure on that right side where they are. Fleet started to stretch just a little bit, and I'm sure that we'll see quantum racing improve over the course of the week. This is the first race that John Kostecki will have done with them since Saint-Tropez in May, and indeed it was early May. We were speaking to John, how much he'd missed racing, and he has a point to prove. Very, very strong tactical ability, very good at positioning the boat, and very good at working his way through the fleet. Interesting, just to some of the quantum guys, and just saying these at the start, just coming to work with. So I'd say pretty close now for second place between Phoenix. I think selecting themselves a little bit too far out on this left side. I think we start. It's a fairly consistent geographical right-hander. Later into. I think with that right side platoon going well at the moment, of course. College, well, of course, Jordi Calafat, the Olympic medalist, America's Cup winner, is red on the Bay of Palma, the visitors. And of course, the Bay of Palma has been good for platoon in the past. run. Well, glad we're way ahead of the fleet. The battle is for second place just now. I think this is going to be a race day. It's really going to be a day that a team can build momentum up and down. Momentum, very Tony Langley's team. Great racing coming down this run, real fast pace out in this left side. The Alpha Plus chasing platoon, Quantum chasing platoon, sled just behind the Quantum Racing, Interlodge chasing sled. They're really very little in it other than Gladiator way out in front. So in the challenge for third spot on the podium comes Saturday night. The advantage swings to Gladiator. They have, at the moment, they have two boats in between them and Quantum. Quantum chasing Phoenix. They're on their quarter wave. It's a really platoon have sailed a very intelligent race. Conservative off the start line, i.e. not pushing the risk too much. Just worked hard to make gains, to make places. Trust their instincts. Just pick off a boat here and there. And I think as if they need it, but a confidence booster for Harm Miller-Spears team, taking the initiative from the outset. So, I think final for Gladiator. Breeze has picked up a little bit, probably 14, 15 knots. A little bit of white water, a little bit of white crests on the top of the waves now. So to a certain extent then, I think some teams would give away yesterday, which we missed because of the light winds and thunderstorms. You would kind of almost give that away for a day like this, especially if we can get in 3 races today and tomorrow. And these real picture postcard conditions on the Bay of Palma. Remember, we've not been here in September before. Ironically, we've raced in the summer many times. In 2021 in November. And going way back, I think we raced a World Championship here in 2009, which Matador won with Francesco Bruni calling tactics. So you get a little bit of everything this week, is what our weather experts have said. So then through the finish line, it's going to be a win for Gladiator. Blood to Tony Langley's. Second almost certainly will be Allegri, Andy Soriano's team. Will Ryan, Nick Asher and Francesco Mongelli. The aft, and of course Andy. Finish 2 seconds, turn second. Then it's going to be close between Phoenix, Platoon, and Quantum. It's going to be super tight. I think Quantum might just edge it for third. They might, because the committee boat is closer, but a bit of a surge. Platoon have got a bet. Go to come through for third. Platoon just losing down that run. So by American Magic. Fifth will be Phoenix. Alpha Plus pushing hard, but will just miss it. Sixth to Sled. Sled gets sixth. Seventh for Alpha Plus. Eighth will be Interlodge. And ninth it's a so Platoon third, Travezza ninth. The 6 point loss then. And it'll be confirmed in a while, but I reckon, 12-point lead, pretty significant with racing still to go and 2 more races today. So Pat Breck through for 10th, 11th will be Vayu. So Vayu coming through the finish line now. Very slightly towards Platoon. Platoon sail a solid race. Travezza ended up getting too many boats between them and their main rival, and they can't do that. They can't afford to do that again. So that's race 1. Join us in a few minutes for race number 2. Well, we're inside the warning signal for the second race of the day. Conditions are really great for the second race of the day. Breeze has moved very slightly to the right. I think the wind angle is 240. And the fleet really are lining up towards the committee boat end of the line, or that seems to be the initial setup. Breeze is at 13 knots probably. Clouds cleared over the racecourse, beautiful blue skies and sunshine. So Preveza really need to come back at Platoon. At the moment, further forward of the group. You can see the red bow of Preveza too. I think Preveza perhaps prepared to take a little bit more risk. Now remember that the right side worked for Gladiator off the start line last time. And Vayu very much trying to hold the key position at the committee boat end of the line. Preveza well forward on the group, holding up the boats to leeward in the final seconds. Prek going a little bit more time on distance to leeward of the fleet. Bow comes down on Phoenix. And the gun goes, a nice start from I think Interlodge and Alpha Plus. Platoon are caught flat-footed. Platoon have their jib flapping. Don't quite know what's happened with them, but certainly the initiative goes to Preveza. Platoon stuck on the line. Quite know what happened with them. With Gladiator, perhaps. Gladiator stuck on the line too. We're just going down to see what's happened, but the platoon team are all one to the boat. There's a calling, and it's actually Sled as well. Sled have their jib down. Gladiator have a red flag up, looking protesting. For the meantime, so it seems like Platoon are taking down their just calming the team down. So clearly there was some kind of collision there, contact between Gladiator and Platoon at the start. So Sled and Gladiator are out for the meantime. Platoon also. No, go round the other. Go round it. So yeah, damage to the platoon just midships on the starboard side. Can't see the extent of it, but there's certainly damage on the side just at the top of the shear line where it meets the deck. Michi Muller just now just checking to see there's damage to where the rig is anchored. For the platoon, they're going to have to take the boat back to shore and get a redress situation for platoon. So we're back rejoining this river too, having lost 3 boats off the tune, the team which are second on the standings, which had just reduced their deficit to prevent 6 points in the previous race, struck amidships or just behind the rig on the starboard side, sustaining, and so they're having to head ashore to evaluate the damage. For sure they're missing this race and almost certainly the second race or the next race. Meantime, on the water, it's Interlodge leading, I think. Phoenix to weather, Provezza furthest to left of the group. Phoenix furthest inshore to the right of the main pack. Interlodge slightly more offshore, just the weather of Provezza. Breeze at 13-14 knots. Allegra further down the path this time, along with Interlodge going back at Phoenix, but on port tack, Phoenix clear ahead, and I think probably Alpha Plus ahead of Interlodge as well. Patrick going quite well on this left side. Really great conditions, as good conditions as we've seen all season. Provezza behind Patrick just now, and going back on port tack. Nice high line they have, but they are certainly behind Patrick, Quantum, Phoenix, and Bus. So for me at the moment, 7th place in this race. We're just heading up to the windward. And really, Alpha Plus having a really strong at the moment. I think probably going to lead into this top mark. So the key difference is Alberto Barovier on the helm and Olympic gold medalist Tom Burton, Australian, calling tactics. Nice lead round the top mark. Sean and Tina Kang's team from 3-boat length lead. All 3 black boats, ironically, in the top 3 places. Alpha Plus first, second round is Interlodge, and third round is Phoenix. Ed Baird. Calling tactics for Tony Norris, the helmsman, and for the moment. And behind Pet and Vayu just ahead of Paprec, but pretty much side by side as we go across this offset dive set. Other top 3 boats all going for a conventional bear away. So just confirming information from our PRO, Maria, just saying a big collision between Gladiator, Platoon and Sled. So 3 penalty points. Three penalty points to Gladiator. And redress for Sled and Platoon, 5.5 points. So that's still tough for Platoon. Points. So that may evolve over the course of the afternoon, but for sure then Gladiator at fault. A really tough moment for the Platoon team. So down the run it's pretty even, actually a small gain I think probably to Interlodge first, remember Interlodge started low. For So coming through the Leeward Gates Plus with a lead of probably 2 boat lengths, leading around the left-hand mark, looking upwind. For sure, no shortage of speed on the Alpha Plus today. And these looking up after guard, of course, does Alberto Barovi steering, Tom Burton on tactics, owner Sean Kang on strategy, Harry Ross from New Zealand is in there, and there's loads of experience on board. A few older hands like Simon Dobney, Trimmer, Paul Flipper Westlake as main sheet trimmer, Craig Monk, America's Cup winning grinder. Now then, round the Leeward Gate just now, Provetza and Quantum almost overlapped. Allegre Patrick in 8th.
Again.
So Allegra furthest to this left side, going up this straight race 2. Crevezza, the 3s, Alpha Plus, Interlodge and Phoenix. Still, I think, holding the top is Quantum pushing hard, but not making any impact on Phoenix for the meantime. The fleet now on this second upwind. Alpha Plus on that far right side, putting their hand relative to Phoenix. Through the sea breeze now a good 14 knots. But you know, overall the fleet much more open this time, of course, missing those 3 boats, but apart from this race platoon with the damage sled and Gladiator. So that race course very slightly. Meantime, we do have a little bit of attacking duel going on this left side between and Allegra. I don't think that Phoenix have made any gains on this left side in particular relative to the leaders, who are still Alpha Plus and Interlodge. And in fact, I wonder whether Phoenix will be ahead of Quantum Racing. You may see Quantum through. And it's great to see the Alpha Plus team out in front. And with this change to the afterguard, first time we've had Tom Burton in the fleet, I think. And great for a team that joined us this season. Had their ups and downs, with some good moments and tough times. So they were having a great experience this season. Just taking a little bit of a hitch up to weather. Nice ley line from the Alpha Plus team. And attacking at the little spacer mark, the blur mark, coming in on port. There we go, Alpha Plus turn round the windward mark with the lead. International team based in Hong Kong. Sean and Tina Kang, their boat was originally the Prada TP52. Of course, more recently, Alberto Barovi is known for running the King Felipe's G2 IFOS. So the two lead boats split job. Interlodge is a very, very messy jibe set that Phoenix going for a jibe set, being a little bit more conservative in their set. Still quite a tough move in these breezy conditions. The key, as you'll see, a really nice one from Quantum, showing how it's done. It's really all about getting the clue sneaked right back on the new leeward side as soon as possible. And then when the kite goes up, it opens and is fully set as soon as it's to the top of the mast. So I think if anything, Phoenix may have up Alpha Plus just a little bit. Maybe not. Alpha Plus have gone further on this downwind. The boats on the left actually are managing to sail at a slightly deeper, more angle. No shortage of talent on board. The Alpha Plus, Simon Dobney, the trimmer, was of course the Team New Zealand Dandalingi. It's been around the T52 fleet for many years. So Alpha Plus going well, slightly higher angle, faster angle coming downwind. Quite a bit closer to the finish line. Just working the little waves downwind. Quantum Racing chasing Phoenix. You love all these little rivalries that go on as top sailors move from boat to boat for different reasons. Of course, Ed Baird, the America's Cup winner, back on board Phoenix, sailed for so many years with Quantum, won the world title and the circuit title with Quantum, now with Phoenix and leading Quantum. And just, we were talking earlier on about who's won the title before between the main protagonists. That's Provezza and Platoon. Platoon, of course, Vasco won the title with Azzurra, but so too Strategist. Jordi Calafat won the title with Quantum. And was with Quantum for many years until moving to Doyle, and moved to Platoon while I was with Quantum. So just watching now as Interlodge make their jibe, and I think Alps will cross. Probably, I don't imagine they'll go on. Few Aussies to the fore in this race. Of course, say Tom Burton on board the Alpha Plus, Adam Bichel, Strategist on the Interlodge. It's a very, very composed race from Alpha Plus. You know, if anything, the breeze is quite even across the course, I think. For the moment, maybe Interlodge getting a little more pressure on this right side. So then Alpha Plus, Sean and Tina Kang's team coming down through the finish line in the next few seconds for their first ever win on the 52 Super Series here at the final regatta of the season. Then it's going to be very, very close between the next two boats, Interlodge and Phoenix surging for neck and neck. It's all about Interlodge, I think, getting the bow down likely towards the finisher and will get second place, but only by a metre from Phoenix. Phoenix get third, Quantum Racing get fourth. Quantum Racing get fourth. It will be actually, probably. Value are going to close out Provezza. Value crossing them on starboard, bow down. last second jibe, and indeed Bayou coming through the line now, just pipping Provezza through now. Then it will be Allegra and Paprec. Allegra just getting through the line just ahead of Paprec. Not much in it, about a boat. Paprec sailing deep and slow, bringing the boat down to the pin end, the right hand end of the line. So all credit then to the bus team. And Paprec coming through the line. All credit to Pauline Courtois, I think her first day in the 52 Super Series, certainly not overawed, doing some nice work. Tidy boat handling. And in the match, not too far behind Allegra. So let's see how this situation develops with these three boats. For sure we can see a Gladiator still out here beside their tender. But we'll keep you updated. Join us again in a few minutes. We'll go into race 3, I'm sure. Where's Lars? Oh, the breeze is still up nicely. We have 14 knots or so on the start line. I think actually the breeze for the afternoon. Yeah, so the news on the water we can give you is that Alpha Plus lead the regatta with a 7th Gladiator out to compete in this race. Our information is that they hit Platoon. They came down late and tried to go round the sled and hit Platoon just aft of the shrouds, and there's some damage to the hull and deck join, I think, or just below deck join. So obviously back at the dock in the Puerto Marina, assessing the situation. In the meantime, they continue to get average points. So in fact, with Privets are getting 6th. In theory, Platoon benefited by half a really. The way you can really, that's a really tough Platoon. However, let's see how the situation lies after this race. You'd really expect more from Platoon if they're. Expect more from Privets if they're indeed champions elect. They've come out with a 9th and a 6th, I think, so far. Not looking like champions, but hopefully they can prove themselves. So in the final seconds before the start, once again the main group is towards the the line. Phoenix Interlodge starting towards the pin end of the line. Phoenix Interlodge really getting a nice fast start off the pin end of the line. Allegra going well. Funnily enough, I get 3 black boats. They've started very nicely. Interlodge for me starting best off the pin, straight away leading. Value not so good. I think you can just see their orange camber stripes. And Prevezza last off the line, having to tack onto starboard. Which, the way things have gone on these fronts, is probably no disadvantage, but really not good line at all. Underneath Quantum. Paprec going out to the right. So straight away the advantage on this left side with the Interlodge and the Phoenix. Value half a boat length behind. Quantum Racing going nicely out on the right of the right side group. Bow forward of Allegra, I think. This should be another short, sharp race, as we've had 2 off so far. Austin Fragaman steering the Interlodge, doing a great job. Touring on the helm of the Plattner family's Phoenix. Of course, very much a Plattner family. Alpha in the middle of the track as well. And over Prec, Gladiator and Prevezza, then just the weather of them is Quantum Racing, powered by American Magic. Great conditions there, pal, very best. Temperatures of course starting to cool down now after a very, very hot summer. It'll still take some time before the water temperature drops, but we have a really good sea breeze today. Certainly quite cool overnight now. Pat Prec coming out from the right hand. So I'd say pretty even across the course just now. If anything, maybe the advantage with Allegra. Bow forwards on starboard, sorry, on port of the right hand group. Just watching Alpha Plus and Allegra converging. Alpha Plus quite high on this port. So Alpha Plus on port. Interesting, real convergence in the breeze. I mean, Alpha Plus really high on port, and the converging angles just now are quite amazing. Allegra just half a boat length ahead. I think trimmer comes down. I think they're going to just duck behind or attacking inside Allegra. Paprika in the mix on this, certainly the middle group. Allegra have the separation to probably hold their lane relative to Alpha Plus frame. Wonder that Alpha Plus can get up to Allegra's line. Allegra sailing high mode just now. They have Vayu just crossing in front of them, and Vayu will cross Allegra as well. Phoenix out also, for sure, a little which have been on the right side. And furthest to the left is in then this time, well, once again, Gladiator furthest to the right, closest inshore on the city of Palma shore, getting out towards Palma Nova. And I'm sure a stranger to the Bay of Palma, they'll probably not sailed on this side as much, but later Olympic gold medalist who have spent many hours training here prior to the Princess Sophia Trophy, the showcase Olympic regatta that happens every April. As indeed many of the other Olympic sailors in the fleet, like Will Ryan, with the back of the Allegra. As I said, Adam Beach also on the Interlodge. So I think probably just now we're well out to the light, the left of the race course, I think probably actually looking strong at the moment for Phoenix. Phoenix tacking just in front of Vayu. 3 boats out to the extreme right. I think Gladiator, Prevetta, and one other which is way over on that right side, which I'm guessing would be Quantum as well. Yeah, Quantum is leading on that right-hand group. But I think Vayu crossing Quantum. For the meantime, indicate that Phoenix are strongest on this left, or the middle left. It's kind of interesting, this wind direction. The breeze is quite right for Palma. We kind of get a little bit of criticism, as it were, or observation, that we race out of Puerto and always end up in the east of the bay, out to Cabo Blanco, but this time we're kind of starting almost in front, or certainly in front of the city, as it were, and racing southwest across the bay. So in fact the windward mark pretty much directly offshore of Villetas, for those of you who know the Bay of Palma, and indeed the summer residence for the royal family. Just seen that the penalty points appear to have been modified for Gladiator. Rather than 3, it appears to be 1. However, that really affects the battle for third step in the podium. We are at the windward mark. And it is Phoenix leading. Averaging 5 points a race. And at the moment, Prevets are half points. So it's very, very small consolation to the blue platoon team just now, but to me it's looking very much like Prevets will go round this windward mark deep in the 9-boat fleet. But let's see, they're coming in on port. It's all about positioned into the lineup of boats. Everybody starboard just now. Well, actually Gladiator having to go in. Anyway, round the top mark, South African from Phoenix. Phoenix leading round. Second round will be Value. Actually, Prevets have got themselves into the lineup quite nicely. Value coming round in second. Actually, it's Interlodge who have ended up underlaying. And they're going to have to jibe all the way around the outside by the looks of things. Expensive manoeuvre because they're going a long way. Allegri round in third. Quanta fourth. Prevets around in fifth. I would still kind of stand by my previous statement. You know, there's still at 70, 8th Gladiator, and 9th will be Interlodge, who had to jibe round the outside. So Jets at the top mark. Everyone else going for a conventional bear-away hoist except for Prevets. Prevets going for the jibe set as well. Allegris is a little bit messy. They've got the kite in between and the mainsail. So, and Preveza and one other boat, I think Allegra jibe set. Indeed, Allegra leading off that group on the left. I would say that there's been more wind pressure out on this right so far, where Phoenix have gone. Patrick just overrunning the breeze a little bit. Losing the kite momentarily, losing a couple of boat lengths to Quantum. So let's keep our eyes on Phoenix. On the right, down the run, Digrit Bayou on the left. I feel a slight momentum starting to build in the Quantum camp. I feel and I think putting in a solid day. It's not spectacular. They've not been terrible. On for an afterguard. We've actually not sailed together before. Obviously, Harry Melges, De Leon, and John Kostecki sailed in Central. and they were contenders going into the last day. New kid on the block, as it were, Nico Sanfelice, the young Italian navigator. So that is a team gelling. And I think quite encouraging. So on the way, going really downwind, chasing Allegra and Bayou, just behind Bayou. With a nice lane of pressure, moving well on a gust. So Quantum Cross in front of Privet's a length and a half. So I think Privet's are going nicely. I think there's probably slightly more wind pressure on this right side where Phoenix are. They've got big separation from Bayou and Allegre. Where are we going? Well, yeah, we're miles away. So no obvious gains down this run so far. In fact, Phoenix comfortably ahead. If anything, out on this right side looking downwind to Privet. So Privet's had a solid breeze all the way down. So yeah, for sure, again to Provezza coming down this run. Stayed in the pressure coming across on starboard. They won't catch Phoenix for the moment. But they have closed since, I think. So it is Phoenix leading through the leeward gate now and do a standard leeward drop. Well, it's down windward as it were, but it's still standard drop. And now then Provezza up to second. Coming in more directly to the drop. All good for them. In second, they've actually got quite a nice gap back to fourth. Third, I think, will be Quantum. Probably. Quantum jibing now and holding Paprec out. Paprec quite getting the kite filling for the acceleration speed. But Quantum in third for the meantime, further to the right hand mark, which is more downwind. Paprec choosing this left, in fact, after Paprec, it's going to be Value and Allegro. And in fact, Alpha Plus going from winners across the finish line of the previous race are going to be ninth in the meantime. Sorry, eighth. Hallelujah. So for the meantime, it's consolidating on the right side.
Eddie, folgt uns mal.
So as I say, Phoenix and consolidating very much on this right side. Privettes are not far behind, really. They're within striking distance, but I think that Phoenix really will just keep them under wraps for the meantime. We're alongside Allegra. Allegra have some work to do on this upwind. Patrick on top of Quantum just now. We figure they'll continue to stay on this upwind. So you kind of think that maybe Privettes have a little bit of a word with themselves, sorted themselves out after these first two races. A good first run there, got themselves up to second. And in a strong position relative to the boats behind them. Allegra now in front of Value. Value having to tack off. It's on our TV boat, then we're heading the windward mark. Looking like 3 good races today in the best conditions we've seen on any one day over the so far, I would say. Certainly in terms of a consistent breeze over all 3 races. because of the damage, then even so they still made half a point on Preveza. And Preveza making a 6-point loss to Puerto, 6-point gain in the first. So I think, in fact, over the day, then Preveza's margin slipping by 3 points. It will be 15 points ahead, I think, or there or thereabouts, give or take half a point after today. So fingers crossed for the platoon team. So I think if positions stay the same, through the finish line, I think we're looking at Phoenix, I think, would lead the regatta. Ahead of Quantum Racing, powered by American Magic. A little bit of a split in between Patrick and Quantum. Quantum coming down more to the right. Final run. for the final approach to the finish line. Actually, Prevets are not far behind them. The good news for the French fans is they're now jibing in front of Quantum Racing powered by American Magic, although the jibe is not a good one. Taking too long to get the kite filling when Quantum are coming at them at speed. Just losing boat lengths all the time. However, they should be good enough. So race win for Phoenix. Kravetsa getting through in second now. Have Paprec done to get through for third? I think both teams are going to have to make a final jibe. Quantum jibing early. Paprec going with them. Now they need to make this one a much better jibe than previously. Pauline Courtois the bow up, gets the kite filling. Acceleration is with the blue boat, just stalls momentarily. Oh, now picks up a wave. They should be fine for third. Should be. It's a little bit deeper than Quantum. Quantum, Harry Mel just going for the surge. It's going to be very serious. Paprec going for a late jibe. Quantum are just going to steal it on the line, and they do. Experience tells, and it's a third place for Quantum, just stealing third from Paprec on the line. They were too slow through their jibes, too late to react, but fourth still very creditable for the French team. There's a big gap back to the boats behind. It will be vibing through for fifth place, sixth to Allegre. Andy Soriano comes through the line, hands the helm over. The very final sign. Been a long day for the owner drivers. Gladiator coming through in seventh place. Eighth place is going to be Interlodge and Alpha Plus as of the previous race, and indeed leaders of the regatta going into this race. They will finish in ninth place. It's an interesting day underwater then. So Phoenix leading the regatta, I think, after 3 races today, winning that third race, their first race win since the second day in Barcelona, and look to be in good form, going well in this nice breeze. So Palma delivering a great 3-race day. Massive disappointment for the German team on Platoon. We will evaluate their damage when we get ashore. We have no intelligence so far. But that's it for the day from here in Palma at the final event of the 52 Super Series 2023 season. Join us again tomorrow. And hopefully we have another day of 3 races. See you then.